Hey guys, it's Barb, halfway to sane. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Um, I have a uh, short story, pretty short, about a man who just went berserk on a family. Um, I'm going to get right into it. So, years before, police say he attacked a woman and two young boys with a baseball bat, resulting in one of the boys' death. A woman accused 38-year-old Abdlrahim Sulaiman of abuse and threatening conduct. The woman said she was in a brief relationship with him in 2019, in which she had one child with him, and she first filed an application for a civil restraining order against him in April of 2021. She stated that a month after their relationship started, she had rejected a sexual advance from him, which in turn he told her if you were ever to leave me, that he would cut my head off and send it to my dad. Sweet man. That same night, he assaulted her. The woman said Solomon continued to threaten and harass her after the relationship ended, calling her so much that she had to change her phone number. She said he's harassing her and threatening her, and he will not stop. He is a danger to me and my kids. Now, she filed similar requests later on, saying he hit her vehicle and he pulled in front of them, blocking them for leaving and forcing them to drive onto a sidewalk to get away from him. Sorry, one of my dogs is behind me, moving me all over the place. She said she feared for her family's safety and feels like she is a danger around him. Now, a judge did sign the order of protection barring Solomon from contacting the woman and her children for 1 year. 15 days later, after the judge signed that, Solomon used a baseball bat to attack the woman and both of her children. They were 6 years old and 4 years old at the time. It was 4 years old Jathan Escobar, 6 years, or now wait a minute. Yeah, they were 6 years old and 4 years old. Jathan, the 6-year-old, died from his injuries. The State Department of Children and Families and the agency had interacted with the woman and her children about 2 months before the incident, but was not involved with the family at the time of the attack. Now, in 2011, Solomon was also charged in a stabbing at a New Jersey gas station, and he was sentenced to 7 years in prison after pleading guilty in 2012. In 2021, Solomon jumped from the Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge into the Quinnipiac River in New Haven after he was involved in a motor vehicle crash. He survived the jump and pled guilty to assaulting a police officer and second-degree larceny in the incident. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison, followed by 2 years probation with the possibility of up to 5 years in prison if he failed to comply with conditions. Now, in September 22, he pled guilty to assault on a public safety officer with a risk of injury to a child, violation of a protective order, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison, followed by 4 years of probation. He learned he now faces prison without parole in the death of the 6-year-old boy. He was charged with murder and murder with special circumstances, and I believe that means because that state does no longer have the death penalty, that's what the special circumstances means. He can get extra time then. So, Anna Escobar, the boy's aunt, said he is a monster and should be locked away for life. She said, "We want to know why it happened and why my nephew was beaten to death. We also want answers from the State Department of Children and Family Services. They knew there were problems in that house and they did nothing." Sulaiman, who also faces attempted murder and assault charges, went berserk on his family with a baseball bat after smoking angel dust. All three victims were seriously injured, but Jathan had passed away due to his injuries, which I already told you. When Sulaiman hit Jathan in the head with the baseball bat, brain matter came out. He clung to life for a week on life support until he passed away a week later. I hate saying this man's name. He disgusts me. Sulaiman stood before the judge, handcuffed and wearing a beige gown with a spit mask covering his entire head, because in the past he would spit at the officials. Despite his assurances he would behave, authorities were not taking any chances given his past outbursts. He said to the judge, "Don't worry, I'm not going to misbehave." The murder with special circumstance charge was created right after they pulled the death penalty away. It carries a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The man should still be given the death sentence. He doesn't deserve to live. Oh my God. Sulaiman could be seen allegedly jumping from a window into a dumpster head first as police arrived. One cop reported seeing the accused killer muttering to himself at the scene with blood dripping from his arms and hands when a neighbor fingered him to a cop. "That's him. Do not let him get away." Now, inside the apartment, the woman who was bleeding and had a hole in her head, her eye, the hole was near her eye. I apologize. Her and her son Jathan were bleeding extensively. Detectives later interviewed the battered wife, and she told them that Sulaiman had been smoking angel dust and threatened the family with a gun and then beat them with a bat. Cops later found a .22 caliber handgun inside the apartment, and the case has raised questions about the state's Child Care Services Agency, which acknowledged that the agency had interacted with the family about 2 months before the incident. In a GoFundMe account that was set up by the boy's aunt, Anna, she wrote, "This is an incredibly challenging time for our family, and we are devastated by what has happened. We hold onto hopes for Jathan's full recovery, but the road ahead is uncertain and will come with significant medical expenses." Now, I do believe that GoFundMe is already shut down, but I believe it was last at $15,000 that was raised for the future of this child. That's not nearly enough. Not nearly enough at all. Listen, if you guys suspect child abuse, call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD, which is 1-800-422-4453, or you can go directly to the website at www.childhelp.org. All calls are toll-free, and the hotline is available 24/7. Guys, I don't care how minute you might think a problem is with a child. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. It's more than likely worse than what you've witnessed. If you suspect anything at all, go ahead, call the hotline, email them, do something. There's been too many cases like this of people killing children. But with that, guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that thumbs up button and that notification bell so you know that next time that I upload a video. Till next time, guys, peace.